Hirsch, it's really great to have you here in Dublin. Welcome to Dublin. I think it's your first time here, is that right?
Thanks very much. This is my first visit to Dublin.
So tell me about who you are, first of all. Introduce yourself to me.
Okay, I live in Delhi and I have been working for the last 30 years, as you can see. I had the opportunity of working with major multinational companies in India, American Pepsi-Cola. I was the head of franchising operation and head of exports for Pepsi-Cola in India. Swedish company Securitas. I was the first CEO of Securitas in India. I also had the opportunity of working with a British company, G4S, where I stayed for 8 years. I have worked with a lot many other companies into the liquor trade as well. I was the CEO of international business with Chauvelus Group, and I have also put up as the CEO of Jindal Urban Infrastructure Limited, the first and the only plant, waste to energy plant, But let me say that in Group 4, as CEO, this is always I like to mention that I built a world's largest security company. When I joined, there were 20,000 employees. In a period of less than 8 years, I was having 130,000 people working in that company, It's a all profitable growth which has come into the G4S. I would also say that all the embassies, major embassies, nearly 65 embassies, United Nations, all the specialized agencies, European Union, airports, everywhere the business came in that period of time. So the company which I was heading was declared as the fastest growing company 2 times within the G4 system. Well, the G4 is working into more than 110 countries. I have more than 20 years of experience as CEO, and I can say that whichever company I have been, I was fortunate to have a great team, and I delivered good results. But most of the time, I have been into security business for the last 10 years. I would say that is my passion now, and growing the business is my passion.
Mm-hmm. So tell me what you think are the highlights of your career so far.
Highlights of my career, I would say that building a team, giving a profitable growth, and little bit, let me elaborate, G4S was a company with 20,000 guards, which became 130,000 guards. A smaller company, Securitas, which was only having 4,500 employees, in a period of 18 months, it became more than 20,000 guards, So phenomenal growth,
Mm-hmm.
I also started a company from zero, which was started by India's leading infrastructure company called DLF. I started from zero, and in a period of 1.5 years, it was having 5,000 employees, and the company was bought over by G4S. So what I feel is that in terms of the marketing operations, security operations, having a very, very top end of the customers, which are rated highly ranked, I was able to bring the business, So you can see from a zero base, from a medium size of a company and a large size of a company, I have been able to grow the security business, The other thing, I have been recognized by the security industry, including Pepsi, and I was awarded by the Home Minister of India as the best security professional in the country, I have also been a marketing director for UNICEF India, as a section chief as well of the greeting card and related operations, Indian operations became second or third highest selling greeting cards in the world, during my tenure it was a contract job for 2 years, but the business was grown, So my passion is in terms of growing the businesses, growing the business profitably, taking care of the stakeholders, their wealth creation for them, building a equity, launching new brands and launching new companies, So I would say that that's my passion over a period of time, and I build teams which stay with me, which they contribute fully from their side, So I encourage them, I recognize them,
Which brings me to my question is, what is your philosophy? You say you build teams and they stay with you. How do you do that?
Okay, one is to, let me say that it comes out of a passion, So okay, I get my high in terms of growing the business. I want to look into the graphs, I set my own standards. I compete with myself, and same I share with my colleagues, It's not a job. It's not a work for me. It's a I get excited by doing this kind of growing the business, It's a fun for me as well. Let me say
It's your
that I
passion.
enjoy. It's
Yeah.
passion,
Yeah.
So I enjoy it really,
And you've got a very good talent for it too.
I would say that once you get a success, you don't want to go. You always set your standards high. You cannot go down. So if you have built up once, twice, thrice, and let me tell you, none of my employers have ever given me targets. I set my own targets. I will commit and I will walk up to them. I can achieve this. And I have been delivering that. My high comes when my social circle, my corporate circle, my industry recognizes me, So I feel very, very good about it. Even in United Nations, let me tell you, as I was mentioning to you, in UNICEF, when the greeting card sales increased, every year President of India used to inaugurate a new campaign, I was duly recognized by him for my performance in Rashtrapati Bhavan by the President of India for my performance, So I would say that I enjoy working, It's my passion. I love it, And I want to grow the businesses,
Mm-hmm.
And whichever company I have been. The other point is, in terms of my career, every time I have been working in a different industry, I am not a textile person, but I worked in a textile company as a president of that company, vice president of the company. And in social sector, I was never there in UNICEF, or before that, this was my first experience and I held this position, I'm non-engineer, but I put up and commissioned India's only plant which is working. It is a public partnership project with Delhi government which is running. This is the only plant, I don't have any background, But if you take interest, there's nothing difficult, you can do it. It comes out of your interest, involvement, passion, and an urge to be recognized.
And leadership, I think.
And leadership,
yeah.
I would say so,
So let's get to Europa. You're now joining Europa. Tell me about that. How did that come about?
First of all, I'm saying I'm really excited, So to work for a international company, I always have worked, as I explained to you, some of the multinational companies in the United Nations. Europa is taking interest in India. I understand. I have met Stuart. I have met Mark. They are committed for the Indian market. They want to grow the business of security, and a natural passion for the security comes to me, and I am so happy that I'll be able to build a new team, a new business for them, and again build my name as well. You bring a company, foreign company, and you have grown very fast. So.
And you're confident you will build, will grow.
Yeah, but I have given the targets and objectives of my side. Not that the owners and the stakeholders have given me. I have said that in a period of less than 5 years, easily we should be able to do 20,000 guards. The number might sound high, but India is a vast country. All the multinationals are there, and I have been doing in the past. And I have no doubt about myself that I will definitely exceed, and instead of 5 years, maybe may be able to do in 4 years' time. I have the necessary contacts. People know me. I have been delivering. Industry knows me, and I understand the finer details of this, the business. So it shouldn't be difficult for me.
Mm-hmm. So you're excited about the prospect, I think.
I would say I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So to work for, and the best part is that whatever interaction I have in 1.5 days with the various executives, and especially Stuart and Mark, they have explained they are going in to build a world-class cash in transit processing center in Hyderabad, world-class training academy. These are absolutely essential in the Indian context to build the business as well.
So tell me a bit more about that training academy.
Okay, I would say there are not many training centers in India. Okay, there are small training centers. And training is not imparted as it should be for the security person. Security is a very serious subject. You can't take it lightly. And there are some regulations which explain that there should be 21 days of training. But in the training center, the kind of training center which Europa is putting up, it's in a huge one in 10 acres kind of a space with all the modern facilities. I would say this will be the first of its kind in the country. And it's like a manufacturing unit for the security industry, So you bring the guards, you bring the new recruits, train them as per the Prasara license, which is a local requirement, then retrain the existing guards, then you give the refresher training to them, then you give a specialized training as well, So I think this will be the first of its kind training center in the country, which will be setting benchmarks It will give confidence to the various clients that we are really training and then, deploying them at their strategic locations wherever they want us, There is a general feeling that you give generalized guarding training, whereas I feel the training for the airport is different, manufacturing is different, hospital is different. Somewhere the softer skills are required more, and sometimes the other skills are required more. So I think this training center will be the highlight of the Europa to begin with, and gradually we will be imparting the same kind of training in different centers. Europa is going to be a pan-India operations. We're not going to say no. We will choose our clients selectively and give them and meet their expectations. So.
Mm-hmm. So to summarize then, you are ambitious for Europa, you see a big growth coming, and it's a great time to be part of it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. The only thing is I'm waiting how to start very fast and bring the people on board, and training academy is getting ready. In the meantime, we will be doing the groundwork to jumpstart the activities, So we will have a proper launch of the Europa brand name. We'll build a high equity, and I'm sure my stakeholders will be very happy with the growth and the profitable growth and their wealth creation, and more than anything else that it will get recognized by the Government of India's various operations. It's also employment generation, It's also bringing the skills imparting skills to the people, youth, those who are not having currently jobs, So this will be a career building kind of a thing. Coming back to the training, what you had asked me the question, we will be also having a specialized courses as well, let's say a certificate course in security management, diploma in security management, diploma in, let's say, airport security management, post-graduation program, and who knows, in a periods of time, in 3 to 4 years, it might take a shape of a college or a university, where we will be giving degrees, and the existing security professionals can come and they can get the degrees from there and get recognized, They can brush up their knowledge, They can have the latest knowledge coming from Europe, So we have a lot of advisors within the Europa, in Dublin and other places. Those who will get associated, obviously will make use of their experience and expertise, So I'm very happy. So we will do it,